Okay, brightness. Hello students, today we'll study the important quantities that we understand when the electric dipole is placed in uniform electric field. When an electric dipole is placed in uniform electric field of strength En, this is the direction of electric field, and a dipole AB is placed in the electric field like this. Okay, this is the direction of electric field, means this electric field will exert the forces on the charge. The electric field will exert the forces on the charge. This electric field exert a force F1, which is equal to plus Q into E on the positive charge in the direction of the positive, in the direction of the field. See, this is plus, this is minus. This is the direction of the field. Now if I place a positive charge here, it will move in the direction of the field. This is the direction of the field. The positive charge will move towards negative plate. If I place, that means force on positive charge will be acting in this direction and force on negative charge will be acting in this direction. Means force on the positive charge will be in the direction of the field and force on the negative charge will be opposite to the direction of the field. That means these two forces are equal and opposite in direction. These two forces are equal and opposite in direction. That means when a dipole AB is placed in electric field, two forces will act on plus and minus charge, minus and plus charge. So when a dipole consisting of minus Q and plus Q charges, let us say it is dipole AB consisting of minus and plus Q charges of length. What is the length of dipole I am considering here? 2a. Length of the dipole is 2a. Is placed in electric field. Is placed in electric field. What is the strength of that field? E. Then what is going to happen? A force of F1, a force F1 which is equal to Q plus Q into E, a force F1 or the force F1 acts on plus Q, which is given by F1 is equal to plus Q into E, which will be in this direction along the field. Okay, then a force F2 acts on minus Q also. What will be that force? In magnitude it is Q into E, but in direction if it is minus Q, will write this minus indicates that this force is opposite to the field. That means when the dipole is placed in the electric field, a force of plus QE will act in this direction and a force of minus QE will act in this direction, opposite to the field. That means F1 and F2, how they are equal in magnitudes are equal in magnitudes and opposite in direction. Okay, opposite in directions. Then what is the net force acting on the dipole? This is plus F1, this is minus F1. They will get cancelled. That means what it indicates is when dipole is placed in uniform electric field, net force acting on the dipole, net force on dipole is 0. Net force acting on the dipole is 0 because these two forces are acting in opposite direction. It is very simple. When it is placed in uniform electric field, what is the net force acting on the dipole is 0. Then what is the other point is, make a note of this. A force plus QE acts in the direction of the field. A force minus QE acts opposite to the direction of the field. Then the net force acting on the dipole is 0. Okay, dipole will not experience any net force. Of course, two forces are acting on the dipole. Net force experienced by the dipole is 0. That means whether this dipole can move in this direction or in this direction? No, it cannot move in either of the direction. That means when the net force acting on the dipole is 0, net force acting on any body is 0, then translatory motion of that particle is not possible. And try to understand what is translatory motion. Particle or a group of particles moving in a straight line, so that suppose if a body is moving in a straight line and every particle of the body is covering same displacements in equal intervals of time, or every particle of the body is moving with same velocity, then that type of motion of the body is called as translatory motion. Translatory motion of a particle is possible only if some net force acts on the charged particle. Any body, if net force acts on a particle, suppose if a body is here, 10 Newton force is acting in this direction, 10 Newton force is acting in this direction. Whether it will move in either of the direction? No, because net. Suppose if this side force is 5 Newton, this side force is 10 Newton, it will start moving like this. Why? Because some net force of 5 Newton is acting on this particle. That means when net force acting on the dipole is 0, which implies that dipole translatory motion of dipole is not possible. Okay, this is very simple. Two forces acting in the opposite direction, net force is 0. Since net force acting on the dipole is 0, its translatory motion is not possible. Okay, translatory motion means straight line motion. It will not move in the either of the direction, because straight translatory motion needs some net force. Since net force is 0, there will be no translatory motion of this particle. That means dipole placed in the uniform electric field will not execute translatory motion. Then any other type of motion is possible. Let us see. Suppose these are the two forces acting in this direction. See, this is the dipole. One force is acting in this direction, another force is acting in this direction. This is the perpendicular distance between two charges, two forces. This is F1, this is F2. What is this? This is A, this is B, dipole. Let us say this point is C, and that dipole is making an angle theta with the electric field. Dipole axis, dipole moment, electric field. Angle between them is theta. Let us say it is theta. What is this? Perpendicular distance. See, these are the two forces acting in opposite direction. Two forces acting in opposite direction, but not along the same line. Not along the same line. What I mean is, see, what I mean is, suppose if these are the two forces, F1 and this is another force, F1, F2. Here also F1 is equal to F2. They are equal and opposite, but they are acting along the same line. They are acting along the same line. Then here also net force is 0, here also net force is 0. What is the basic difference between this pair of force and this pair of force? See, for example, if I take this marker and if I stretch it like this, one force is acting in this direction, another force is acting in this direction. Clearly observe, both the forces are acting along the same line. Same line. That means this marker will not move in the either side because both forces are equal and opposite. Now you see, on the same marker, I am putting two forces like this. I am exerting two forces like this. Like this. This finger is exerting force on this direction, and this finger is exerting force in this direction. Now also the two forces are equal and opposite. See, this is in this direction. With this finger I am pushing it that side. These are the two equal and opposite forces are acting on the dipole, acting on this span. This is, if I imagine this is dipole, two forces are acting like this. One force in this direction, another force in this direction, but not acting along the same line. This force is, line of action of this force is different from this one. That means this force, this pair of force, a pair of equal and opposite forces, but not acting along the same line. This pair of forces, in class 11th we studied, this pair of force is called as couple. That means it is a pair of force, couple of force. It is a pair of force which are equal in magnitude, opposite in direction, but not acting on the same line. If such forces acts on the body, this couple will always try to rotate the body. It will produce some rotational effect. See, if I leave it like this, it will rotate like this. If net forces are acting, in this case also, two equal and opposite forces are acting, but if I leave, it will not rotate. If two equal and opposite forces are acting, but not along the same line, if I leave it, it will produce some rotational effect. Such type of forces are called, forces forms a couple, and due to these two equal and opposite forces not acting along the same line, rotational effect is possible in dipole. Dipole can rotate. Dipole can execute rotational motion. That means a rotational effect is acting on the dipole, which is nothing but torque. What is this? Torque. Torque will act on the dipole. Torque means basically means a rotational effect. And rotational effect is possible only if two forces acting on this body, they are equal and opposite in magnitude. With one force also it is possible. Now these two forces forms a couple and produces a torque. What is the equation of the torque we studied? See, these forces are already equal. You take one of these force, any one force, multiplied by not this distance, multiplied by perpendicular distance. Force multiplied by perpendicular distance between these two forces are line of actions of these two forces. This force is acting in this, along this line, and this force is acting along this line. the perpendicular distance AC is called as arm of this couple. Okay, one of the force multiplied by perpendicular distance. The product of force and perpendicular distance gives torque. Okay, see how much torque will act on this. Let us try to calculate it. See, F1 and F2. F1 and F2 are equal in magnitudes and opposite in direction, but they are not acting along the same line. They are not acting along the same line. Therefore, F1 and F2 forms a couple and produces torque, which is nothing but rotation effect. How to find the expression for that torque? You see, expression for this torque. See, how much torque is acting? Torque acting on dipole. What is torque formula I told? Torque is equal to force multiplied by perpendicular distance. Then this force is equal to, or what is the force? Force is nothing but Q into E. Any one force you take. Q into E. Then torque is equal to force multiplied by perpendicular distance. Perpendicular distance is BC. Then in this triangle ABC, see, the triangle ABC, what I can write, how to find this perpendicular distance? Opposite hypotenuse. That means sin theta is equal to, opposite means BC divided by hypotenuse is AB, which implies that sin theta is equal to BC multiplied by, what is my AB? It is 2A. One more thing you try to remind from last class of dipole, dielectric dipole part 1. There we studied dipole moment. What is dipole moment? One of the charge multiplied by perpendicular distance between the two charges. Then from this what you can understand is BC is equal to, this will be 2A into sin theta. Then this torque will be equal to, what is F? What is force? This is Q into E. Then the perpendicular distance is 2A sin theta. Then torque will be equal to, this is Q into 2A is P. Then it is PE sin theta. Or you can write this as, see, from first year vector chapter, you try to remember what is A cross B. A cross B is equal to magnitude A, magnitude B into sin theta. A unit vector also will add. What is the importance of that unit vector? We'll discuss it. What is this? A cross B is equal to AB sin theta. That means here P sin theta is there. P sin theta can be written as P cross E. Okay, this is the expression for torque in the vector form. It will have some direction also. What is the direction of the torque? We'll discuss. First you write what is torque acting on the dipole. Torque acting on the dipole in magnitude it is given by P sin theta. This is vectorical representation. Torque is equal to P cross E. Okay, write this. Copy this once, pause the video and write. Let us move further. Copied? Can I wrap it? Okay. Let us see. This is about torque. Okay. What is this? Torque will be, suppose torque equation what we have written, torque is equal to PE sin theta we have written. When theta is equal to 0, torque will be 0 because sin 0, 0. When theta is equal to, like, suppose this is dipole moment, dipole moment. If this theta becoming 0 means if this dipole aligns in the direction, if it comes like this and aligns itself in the direction of the field, theta becomes 0. If theta becomes 0, then torque also becomes 0. If theta becomes 90, torque will be maximum. If theta becomes 180, sin 180, then also it is 0. Let us see those cases later. Okay. That means if theta is equal to 0, torque will be 0. Dipole will be aligning in the direction of electric field. Always torque will try to align this in the direction of electric field. Torque will act in this direction or this direction. See, torque will be equal to, what I written is P cross E. Then what will be the direction of P cross E? The direction of P cross E or torque will be given by right hand screw rule. Right hand screw rule is studied in the class 11th. See, if I say P cross E, see, when you want to use right hand screw rule, you take like this. P cross E means you rotate your hand, right hand, fingers of right hand from P to E. P is in this direction, E is in this direction. Are you following this? This is P, this is E. Rotate your hand from P to E in this direction. P cross E. P cross E. For in case of a screw, if you rotate your fingers like this, whether this screw will be tightened or loose, whether that screw will be, we are losing the screw or we are tightening it. You see, if you are rotating your fingers like this, that means that screw is tightened or it is, we are losing it or we are making it or we are tightening it. We are tightening it. It is going inward like this. See, this is the screw. If I am rotating it like this will go in the inward direction. If I rotate it like this will go in the, this will come in the outward direction like this. Now this is P, this is E. Torque will be acting in a direction perpendicular to the plane containing P and E. P and E are in the same plane. Which plane? Board plane. That is plane of the board. If I rotate it like this, that means torque should be perpendicular to this board, either inward or outward. If it was E cross P, I will rotate it like this. The screw will come out. Then it is like this. Then torque will be, now if they are in this plane, if this is P, this is E, the direction of torque is, in which direction the torque is acting? It is given by which rule? Right hand screw rule. Right hand screw rule, you understood? See, this is P, this is E. You rotate your fingers like this. That means you are losing the screw or you are tightening it. You are tightening it. It is going inward. So, the direction of torque acts perpendicular to plane containing P and E and into the plane. Suppose, understood this? into the plane. Suppose this is A, this is B. I want to calculate the direction of, I want to find the direction of A cross B. Now what we'll do, we'll rotate our fingers from A to B like this. A cross B I am telling. A cross B. See, rotate your hands, fingers like this. A cross B. From here to here. A cross B. A cross B means you are losing that screw or tightening it. See, A cross B, you are loosening it. B cross A, rotate the fingers like this. You are tightening it. This B cross A going inward, A cross B is outward like this. Okay? This is now into the plane. This is the direction of the torque. Okay? Let us see. That means torque will be acting in this direction. It is clockwise and it is inward. That means torque will be always trying to align this dipole in the direction of the field. Understood? What torque is doing? Torque will be always trying to align this dipole in the direction of the field. Torque is acting in clockwise direction and it is inward. That means torque will be acting on this dipole will be always trying to align this dipole in the direction of the field. Then see, this is field, this is dipole, minus q plus q. What torque is trying to do? Torque is trying to make this arc. Torque is trying to align this dipole in the direction of the field like this. This will be the minus q, this is plus q. Torque will be trying to do this. That means when we want to rotate the dipole in the opposite direction, that means in the anti-clockwise direction. If I want to rotate this, that means I am going against the torque. See, whenever we go against the torque, some work has to be done to rotate the dipole. Just try to understand this. 1 second. Torque will be acting in this direction, and torque will be always trying to rotate the dipole, and it will be trying to align the dipole in the direction of the field. When I want to rotate the dipole against the direction of torque, some work has to be done. See, whenever I am going against some force, work done is what? dW is equal to force into displacement. Here I am rotating the dipole like this, I am not moving it. If I rotate the dipole with a small angle d theta, then what is work done? Work done is equal to this. I am going against the torque. If you are going against force, F. If you are going against torque, tau. If you are producing displacement here, therefore it is dx. Here angular displacement is produced, therefore it is d theta. That means when I want to rotate the dipole through a small angle d theta, I have to do some work. When I do some work to rotate the dipole, that work done will store as potential energy in the system of dipole. Therefore, we can see the expression for potential energy here. Some potential energy will act on the dipole. What is the expression for potential energy? Potential energy of dipole in uniform electric field. Let us see. What is the torque expression that we have seen? When dipole is rotated through a small angle d theta, against torque, because torque will be trying to align the dipole in the direction of the field. Here I am going against torque. Then work has to be done because we are going against Earth. What is the work done? The small amount of work done, because small angle we are using. The small amount of work done. Work done in rotational motion. What is the formula? dW is equal to, here linear motion force, rotational motion torque. Here it is linear displacement, here it is angular displacement. This is the small amount of work done to rotate the dipole through a small angle d theta. If I want to rotate the dipole from an angle theta 1 to an angle theta 2 completely, see, this is the small work done, this is another small work done for d theta, this is another small work done for d theta, this is another small work done for d theta. Like this, if I want to rotate it from theta 1 to theta 2, then you calculate small work done through one small angle d theta, then we'll integrate this to get the total work. That means total work done in rotating the dipole from theta 1 position to theta 2, then what will be that work done? And see, that work done will be integration of d theta dw from theta 1 to theta 2. Understood? Now you see, this will be integration of theta 1 to theta 2. What is dw? dw is tau into dt. Then this is equal to theta 1 to theta 2. What is d tau? Torque. Torque is P sin theta into d. Take the constants outside. What is integration of sin x dx? Integration of sin x dx is minus cos x plus c integration. Now we have the limits here. No need to take the integration constant. Integration of sin x dx is minus cos x. Now we take p outside. Then what will remain? Sin theta d theta, like sin x dx. Integration of sin theta d theta will be minus cos theta. What are the limits? Theta 1 to theta 2. Then substitute these limits in place of theta. Pe into, this will be minus of cos theta 2. In place of theta I am writing theta 2. Here I will put minus. Then this will be minus, this is minus from the formula. This is minus is already there. In place of theta I will write theta 1. This will be cos theta 1. Okay. Then this will be minus of minus plus cos theta 1 minus cos theta 2. Finally I can writing all these things. Okay. Then what is the expression for the torque now? The expression for torque is, work done is W is equal to, this is P into cos theta 1 minus cos theta. This will become plus, this will be minus. This is the amount of work done in rotating the dipole from which theta 1 position to theta 2 position. You see, remember, work done in solving the numerical problems, it will be helpful to us. This is the expression for work done in rotating the dipole from theta 1 position to theta 2 position. Then we want to find the potential energy here. To find potential energy, what we'll do? We'll see. This work done gives change in potential. What it gives? Change in potential energy. How much potential energy? Suppose in this position potential energy is U1. At theta 2 position potential energy is U2. This work done will give the change in potential energy. Work energy theorem for potential energy. Work energy theorem says that work done is equal to change in potential energy or change in kinetic energy. So work done gives the change in potential energy. Then what is change in potential energy? Change in potential energy is U2 minus U1. Then this will be equal to PE into cos theta 1 minus cos theta 2. Okay? This is change in potential energy, not the potential energy expression for an equation. If specifically if you want potential energy for a given position, see, now you see, this is very important what I am discussing now. This is dipole, this is electric field, and in this I kept the dipole. I rotated the dipole from theta 1 to theta 2 position. Let us say this is one initial position. It means we are interested in change in potential energy. How to calculate change in potential energy and how to calculate exact potential energy for a given equation. Then for this purpose, what we will do? See, when the field is like this. Now dipole is exactly perpendicular. What this is? If dipole becomes exactly perpendicular to this, what theta becomes? Theta will be equal to 90 degree. If the dipole becomes exactly perpendicular, what is the angle? Theta is 90 degree. Theta becomes, it is 90 degree. This position, when the dipole is perpendicular to the electric field, see, if we choose a position where theta 1 initially is 90, as a position of, or is it just simply like this? If we choose theta 1 is equal to 90 as a position of zero potential energy. Arbitrarily we can select a position where we assume that potential energy of the dipole is zero. Which position I am taking? Let us say potential energy of the dipole is zero at a position of theta is equal to 90 degree. Then theta 1 will be initially 90. From this position you go to any other position. See, theta 1 is 90. From this position I come to this position, where I got this as theta 2 is equal to some value. Let us say it is theta. Theta 1 I am taking 90 and theta 2 I am taking any value theta. Then at theta 1, see, let us suppose theta 1 position I am taking 90, where I am selecting this as a zero potential energy position, and theta 2 I am taking it as any value. Let us suppose at that position potential energy is U. What I have done is arbitrarily I have selected a position theta is equal to 90 degree as zero potential energy position, then at that potential energy is zero potential energy position, and theta 2 I am taking it as theta, generally where I am assuming that potential energy is U. Then, and if I take theta 2 as theta, then what happens? This will be U, this is 0, this is P into E, this is cos 90, 0, and this is minus cos theta 2, I am taking it as theta. Then this U will be minus P cos theta. Understood this? See, one arbitrary position we have selected where potential energy is 0, that is theta 1 is equal to 90 degree. Theta 2 I am assuming it as theta, potential energy at that position is U. This equation gives me the potential energy at any position theta. This equation gives me the change in potential energy when the dipole is rotated from theta 1 to theta 2. And this equation gives me the amount of work done in rotating the dipole from theta 1 position to theta 2 position. What is this? P is cos theta. Suppose if I take theta is equal to 90 degree here, what is potential energy? 0, because arbitrarily we have chosen that 0 potential energy position as theta is equal to 90. If I put theta is equal to 0, what is potential energy? Minus P into cos 0, 1, minus P. If I put theta is equal to 180, cos 180 minus 1, like that. For different values of theta, we will get different values of torque and different values of potential energy. Okay, this is the amount of work done, this is change in potential energy, this is the particular this is the value of potential energy for any value theta, for any position. That means for different values of theta, we have different values of potential energy and we have different values of torque also. For that purpose, we will name them clearly. See, here I will take torque. Here torque is equal to what? P sin theta. Then here I will take potential energy, which is minus P cos theta. Then can I tell me what is theta 1 is equal? Theta is equal to 0 degree if it is there. What is the value of torque? Torque is 0. What is the value of potential energy? Minus P cos 0, it is minus P. If theta is equal to 90 degree, that means when the dipole becomes exactly perpendicular to the field, torque becomes maximum. It is P into sin 90. It is P. This is the maximum value of torque, which is P into E. If theta becomes 90 here, what is potential energy? Potential energy will be 0. If theta is equal to 180 degree, then sin 180 is again 0. Torque is equal to 0. Then potential energy is 180. Cos 180 is minus 1. Minus P into minus 1. It will be P. This is the minimum potential energy, which is minus P, and this is maximum potential energy. This is minimum torque. This is also minimum torque. Okay. When potential energy is maximum, for which theta? Theta is equal to 180 and theta is equal to 0 degree. Potential energy least minimum. Theta is equal to 0 degree position. What is that? Potential energy is minimum. And you remember, in solving the problems it will be helpful to us. Theta is equal to 0 position is called as stable equilibrium position. Theta is equal to 0 position is called as stable equilibrium position, and theta is equal to 180 degree, where potential energy is maximum, that position is called as unstable equilibrium position. Unstable equilibrium position. Okay? Two things you will remember in this entire discussion. What we studied more is torque acting on the dipole. When the torque will be minimum, when the torque will be maximum, then what is the work done in rotating the dipole through an angle from the position theta 1 to theta 2. That work done will be equal to change in potential energy. And we have which position we made it as zero energy position. Theta is equal to 90, we have chosen it as zero energy position. Arbitrarily we can choose it because we want to calculate change in potential energy. So in moving from 0 to some value, okay, we have chosen zero energy as theta is equal to 90 position. Then we also studied when the energy will be maximum, when the energy will be minimum. Energy will be least when theta is equal to 0. Energy will be 0 when theta is equal to 90. When theta becomes 1 pi, energy becomes maximum. Theta is equal to 0 is called as stable equilibrium position, and theta is equal to 180 is unstable equilibrium position. Okay? Suppose if a question is asked like this: what is the amount of work done in rotating a dipole from stable equilibrium position to unstable equilibrium position? That means we are taking it from theta 1 to 0, theta 1 is equal to 0 to theta 2 is equal to 180. Okay? What is the work done formula? P into cos theta 1 minus cos theta 2. Okay? All these things you remember. In the next class, we will solve some examples based on torque and potential energy. Okay? Thank you.